Good morning, Cody. This is a Jet 1 right out of the box there. So there's the ink and solvent and stuff like that. So let's grab that real quick. We'll grab an ink and we'll grab a solvent. And the first thing you want to do is put it in the fume room, make some room, obviously. Okay. And then you're going to want to plug in the printer. Okay. Then you're going to remove the cap from the ink. Sorry. And the solvent. Nothing with the print head right now. And, we need to go get the labels to put on these. So those will be included into the paperwork, which is right in this plastic bag here. Damn it. Okay, so you get the sheet right here, okay? So part of commissioning a Jet 1 printer right out of the box. This is it. Okay, so we know that the solvent, right? The solvent we want is going to be part number 77001-871. Okay, let's see. 771. All right, the solvent's always going to be in the shiny area and the inks are always going to be in the dark, okay? So our solvent right here is 871. So we're going to peel that off and put that on that cap. All right, now that that is complete, we got the label right there. Now let's do the ink one. So the ink number is 7,000 with 4 zeros and 801. Okay, here we go. All right, 801. Okay, now we got the label on there. Now we've got the ink on there and we got the solvent on there. A little crooked, I can fix that later. All right, let's leave the caps open here and let's go ahead and take the red cap off, okay? When you're taking your red cap off, make sure the cardboard on the bottom of this is not stuck here, okay? And you're going to insert this gently, okay, into it. Just gently find the threads, okay? Nice and straight. There we go. And then twist. Gentle. Once you know it cuts, it'll start bubbling. There you go. If a little solvent comes out on the edge, that's no big deal. It'll dry. Let's do the same thing with the ink. All right, let's do the same thing with the ink. Take the cap off. Find the threads. There we go. Oop, oop, oop. There it goes. Take your time. Once you feel it cut, you stop. You don't force it. Okay? There you go. I can hear it go, 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 right into the printer. Good. All right, so let's go ahead and remove this little plastic thing out of the way because we can put it back when we're done, when we give it back to the customer. And you're going to select English. Hit next. Next. Damn it. Next. There we go. All right. And we'll wait for it to initialize, okay? And when it does this, it's just initializing that it's got ink, solvent. The hydraulics are probably going to be in the off mode, which is what we want because what we need to do is what's called a fill-up routine. Okay, so it'll boot and then immediately goes to the screen. Okay, the reason why it goes to the screen is because when it was shipped to us from the factory, it gets sent to us an emergency shut-off notice so that we're still into the hydraulics page with the hydraulics off. Okay, so if I go to hydraulics, they should be off, and they are. What you want to do a fill-up routine is actually in the special functions button. So we're going to press the special functions, and then we're going to do the fill-up routine, okay? Once we do the fill-up routine, you're going to go ahead and hit next, and there we go. We can leave those bottles in there for now. We will activate them, so don't throw them away because we need to use the RFID tag to activate each and individual one, okay? But we'll let this finish. And it usually takes about probably 10 minutes. What time is it? It's 9:36 right now, so we'll see what time it is when we're done. Thanks. Okay, the routine is finished. It is now 9:47, so roughly about 10 or 11 minutes right there. Not too bad. You're going to get this screen on here. It says fill-up routine is finished. That's good. And press OK. During this fill-up routine, the printer realized that I did not activate the ink and solvent. We're just going to wait to the end on that one, okay? Just so that it doesn't interrupt the memory and stuff that it's doing. So the next thing we want to do, Cody, is we're going to hit OK. All right. And now we're back to this screen right here, okay? The hydraulics were shut off in the very beginning, so now we get to go back and turn those on. So for the first time, here we go. We're going to hit Control. That's going to turn them on, okay? And that's where you're going to leave it right there. And now you're going to exit this screen. So hit Exit. And the printer will bleed, and that's now 9:48, and we'll see what time It probably does it for like 5 or 7 minutes, but we'll find out. Okay, so the routine, I think ink was, see, this is ink was refilled without activation. So the ink and the solvent both were not activated yet. We'll wait for those at the end, but go ahead and hit close on this air. The bleeding cycle is done. It maybe took like a minute or two. And now we're at the screen. This is the important thing here. This is how we're going to set it up. Now, we're going to go into main menu. Okay, the first thing we want to do is actually make sure the date and time is correct. So you're going to go to settings, okay? And then you're going to go to basic. And then we're going to leave this alone right here, okay? And then go to date and time. Okay, now let's go ahead and change this to month, date, and year. Okay, see how I did that? And then let's go ahead and pick Eastern time zone. That's got to be here somewhere, right? Pacific. Ooh, too fast with my fat fingers. Eastern, Atlantic, Eastern. Ah, right there. Boom. There we go. Now we'll just leave this alone. We're going to hit check. And then yes. The printer at this point will restart and shut down, okay? And we'll be back. Okay, you're going to see a boot screen right here when it's shutting down and restarting. This is normal, okay? Once it gets to 100%, and next thing you're going to notice, it's going to go into a standby mode. So what you're going to do when that happens is you're going to push your finger, or 2 or 3, whatever, and you're going to press on the screen, keep holding it in until it initiates, okay? So we'll wait because it's almost done. Yep, there it is. It went to, all right, now just take your finger and just hold it there for a couple of seconds. There you go, and let go. First thing the screen's going to want to do is the printer's going to want to bleed. So you'll see it bleed for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to go back into main menu, settings, basic settings, and finish our setup there, okay? Awesome, it's done. Now we're going to go to main menu, settings, basic settings, and let's go to date and time. Now we got month, date, and year, so now it'll show up this way. 7/31 today. It is the 31st today. And 1540, not great on military time, but the time is 9:54. So I'm just going to select 9:54. And right there, it is AM in the morning. Now press it. Okay, there we go. Not Amsterdam. Eastern, hello. Did it not do Eastern for us? Make sure that says Eastern, not Amsterdam. There we go. And then hit check. Okay, now it's set. Back to basic settings again, okay? Alright, now date and time is Amsterdam. Damn it, what is wrong with you? Here. Okay, you have to, when you select Eastern, okay, you want to make sure that this is checked and hit apply. There, now we're set. There we go, now we're good. Now let's go to interval. I want you to hit the check mark here, okay? This just means it'll run at a duration of time when the printer's not being ran. Interfaces we're going to leave alone. We're going to keep on going, keep going. Over here, should be a contact, factory service, interval. Okay, that's all set. Okay, good. Hit enter. All right, and now hit OK. All right, okay, perfect. That part's done. Next thing we're going to double check is main menu. We're going to go into settings. This time we'll go hydraulic and make sure the ink number is 801, which we already know, right there, 801. And then our solvent's going to be 871. And that is correct. You leave everything else alone here. You're golden. Hit check mark. We are done. Okay, now it's normal to see this solvent blue like that, okay? Now that we got a normal screen, we're going to take our bottle. Let's take our solvent bottle first, okay? RFID tags in the front, right behind this label right here. So you're going to face it towards the RFID and hold it still. Don't move it. In fact, you want to leave it there, that's fine. This screen will pop up, and now you're going to hit activate. Okay? Wait. Okay, now it's good. Now take the bottle away before you hit the check mark. Okay? Once you do that, it goes back to the normal screen. Now let's do the same with the ink bottle. Now we're activating the ink. RFID tags in the front of the label, behind the label. So slap it right here. Screen, there's it. There we go. Hit activate. Wait. Pull it away before you hit the check mark. And hit the check mark. And now we're back to normal. Good. All right, now that the commissioning part on the screen part is the Jet 1, I was looking for where the info is or where we put Advantage label and our number inside the settings on here, but guess what? This is the Jet 1, and the Jet 1 is limited to features that it has on it, and one of them is the contact info. So on the Jet 2 Neo, not the 1, you'll see a contact info. You just put Advantage label and packaging, and underneath it, you put on line 2 the 800-260-0939 number. But in this case, what we can do, what we still have to do, is we need to put our dome label in this corner. Now, the factory sends this with like almost like an oil base on there. So we're going to take solvent, we're going to spray it on just a little bit here, okay? And we're just going to wipe the corner off a little bit like this, okay? All right, good. Let it dry, and it's done. Good. Now, go ahead and insert our Advantage label, dome label, right here in the far corner. Nice and straight, okay? There you go, just like that. There, see, now doesn't that look nice? Beautiful, I love it. The next thing we're gonna do is actually gonna take the print head out of, the print head, yep, in the cover, out of the sleeve that it comes in, because it's time to do a test print and see how the ink stream alignment and the print head alignment. And the only way to really test that without taking the cover off, right, and looking, is we're gonna go actually load up, it's already here. Load a job to print, you don't want the test print. It's the only job that's in there right now. And then hit enter, and now it's loaded, okay? So that's what we'll do next. All right, I got the print head out of the cover here. Notice how it's got this cut out right here. I need that to be perpendicular with this towel that I have written down. So I want it like this, so you're gonna go straight. Now you become the product, so you've gotta move, okay? This job alone doesn't need an encoder or a photo eye. So what you're gonna do is go back and forth and back and forth. Well, let's go ahead and open up the nozzle right now. And all you're gonna do is basically just do this. You're gonna hit the open, okay? Now inside this print head cover that I'm holding right now, I can feel the gutter motor opening right now, okay? And once it's done, it's gonna measure those droplets, because remember, it's like a dot matrix printer. And then we're gonna do a test print. Now, if I hold it still, it's just going to make a big blotch on one spot. So I got to move, and the faster I go, the more wider it gets. The slower I go, the more tighter it gets. So we're going to let it phase. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4, 5, anything under 20, and I'm okay with it. As soon as I hit green, it's good to go. So let's go ahead and use our middle finger. Whoop, there we go. And now it's printing. Okay, if I print it right here and I just hold still, nothing, look at this, it just gets all blotched up. But I want to go back and forth, nice and straight, perpendicular with it, okay? There you go, that's a good test print. All right, so you want to do at least 2,000 test prints when you're commissioning a printer to get a good feel of things and get things running, okay? So let this run automatically. So if you have to, if you don't have an arm, go ahead and just rest it up gently here. And it's okay for it to slightly just kind of print in one spot, and just we'll put another paper towel underneath it. There you go, see? And we'll just keep that going until we get to 2,000, and then check back, and then do another swipe back and forth, right? Do another swipe back and forth just to make sure you get that good test print. It should look like this. That test print, it should look like this. Exactly, okay? It should look, see that triangle with a point, point, point? That's what you're looking for, okay? And then when you're done with that, then you can go ahead and close the nozzle, and you're done. You just commissioned the printer. That's the hardware part of it. The next part of it is hooking up, updating the software, and then updating the PM log as well. So you want to record the cable's in the way. You want to record the serial number of the printer, okay? And this one is stating that damn cable's in my way. All right, it is, the IQ number is 551946. All right, Cody, what we're gonna wanna do is go on our computer, okay? All right, goodbye fishies. Boop, there we go. All right, you're gonna wanna update the PM log. So let's go into our PM log software here. It's under the shared drive service team hub. Go to Leibinger's PM right here, okay? All right, and then scroll down. And let's look for the Leibinger PM log right here, which is an Excel sheet. Okay, that's going to open up right here. All right, now alphabetical order. This customer is for Temperance Distilling. So let's go down here and scroll down. These are all the Leibinger printers. Temperance Distilling. Oop, I went too far. There we go. Temperance Distilling right there. So we're going to add an empty field here, and we're going to input the serial number and all the information. I'll show you how to do that. All right, Cody. So as you can see, I entered it in this field right here. Emptied it. It is a Jet 1. There's our serial number. There's our ink type. You have to type that in. Customer does do their own PM, so that's what we put in there rather than put on like the last PM date or the next service date. Okay, and then I type in here of what PM kit was used. It's actually new, so this is where you put new, and then write some notes. Commissioned new printer 7/31/2025. There, that part's already done. The Excel sheet saves automatically, so you can go ahead and close out of it. All right, and then next thing you want to do is open up the Temperance Distilling printer right here, and then just input your notes and stuff like that. Okay, Cody. So I've updated the note in the Temperance Distilling. Remember, they are buying the Jet 1 demo loaner printer that's on the fume room as well. That printer is screaming for a PM, so we're going to add that to the cost. We're going to have you add that to the cost in 1 hour labor cost to the selling of that specific demo loaner printer, okay? If you have any questions, just give me a call, okay? That's just and everything is case by case scenario. Otherwise, if you've updated the PM log on a regular Jet 1 commissioning, then you're already done. But this part, everything's case by case scenario. So in this case, it's specific to the fact that we had to add the PM to it, so the customers not go, hey, this thing's screaming for a PM. That would suck. All right. If you have any questions or anything, let me know, or just rewatch the video. Thanks, brother.